As discussed during the infant exam, when dealing with young children and toddlers, it's good to have an overall plan for the exam, but important to be flexible, as a lot of the exam is observational. You may need to adjust and adapt for an uncooperative or upset child. This includes altering the order of the exam, coming back to certain tasks later, taking breaks, and saving certain tasks that may be more upsetting for the end. As a good portion of the exam can be observational, and sometimes a child will refuse to do things if you specifically ask them, or if they know you're watching, it's important to pay attention to what they're doing throughout the appointment, even while you're obtaining the history and talking to the parent or guardian. You'll be amazed at how much you'll notice and how much of the exam can be completed this way. As children are not going to be cooperative to do the exam in the order you want, you're going to have to make note of what you can when you see it. However, despite this, it is possible to do a full neurological exam even on an uncooperative child, and you will learn some of these techniques. It is also important to prepare the parent or guardian for the visit. If you're able, advise them in advance to have the child in a separate room with their undivided attention during the exam and appointment. If possible, having a second caregiver to assist can also be helpful. If they're able, request that the parent or guardian have the following available during the exam and appointment: a flashlight or other source of light, and you can easily use the light on a cell phone as well, various toys, including ones that make noise or sounds, and some small pieces of puff or a cereal.
So as before any virtual visit, first we confirmed with mom that they are in the state of Indiana and they give consent to do the visit virtually. As part of the general exam, you want to make note that the child is breathing comfortably, the abdomen is not distended, and the extremities appear to be well perfused. First, you want to ask the parent or guardian if the child has any birthmarks. In this case, the mom said that the child does not have any. For mental status, you can make note that the child is alert, seems to be paying attention, is curious about her surroundings, and has good eye contact when looking at the screen. Here, you can see that she's being playful and playing with the toy and her mom and checking her ears. Here you can see that she's able to point and has good joint attention, which is important when you're thinking about concerns for autism. Here, we're trying to see if she knows how to make animal sounds. So mom is offering her various toys of different animals and asking what sounds they make, and she is able to report them appropriately.
Wow. All right. How about, do you know what sound? Oh, go ahead.
A horse. What is it? Neigh.
All right. Good.
Sheep. Oh, bless you. What's the sheep say?
All right. Excellent.
As age appropriate, you can ask the child if they know his or her body parts. So here, we are asking her where the eyes are, and she's able to point the eyes on the toy. We're asking her where the elephant's ears are, and she is able to eventually show us on the elephant where its ears are. And then mom asks her where the elephant's long nose is, and she's able to point it out.
Good. All right.
Long snout nose. Yeah.
Depending on what toys the parent or guardian has available, you can make note whether the child is able to recognize the names of familiar objects or characters, such as from TV shows. Here we can see that this girl knows different characters from Disney movies, such as Frozen.
You can brush Anna's hair. Should we do that? Let's get Anna and brush her hair.
Can you get Anna?
There we go.
She's also able to wave goodbye. Better with the left hand than the right hand, but able to do with both.
Can you wave with your other hand?
Oh.
Nice work.
To check pupils, again, you can have the parent move a light and shine it in front of the eyes and try to assess the pupillary response as best as you can. To check extraocular movements, have the parent or guardian show a toy or another interesting object and move it in all directions, right and left, and see if the child can follow with his or her eyes. Sometimes a child may have a tendency to move their head instead of their eyes, in which case sometimes you can have the parents hold the head steady to try to encourage the child to move their eyes instead. In order to grossly assess hearing, try to offer the child a toy and have them distracted, and then have the parent or guardian play a toy that has music to the side and see if the child turns their head towards it. And this is to be done on both sides. Here, we can see that she's able to stick her tongue out and it protrudes in midline. Here, mom is trying to assess tone in the arms. And you could see that she wasn't able to hold the toy as well in the right hand as the left hand.
Can you hold it also with this hand, please? Open. Close. Got it?
There we go. Good.
Let me see this hand. Oh. It's okay. Was it hard to hold? How about we...
So she has a tendency here to keep her right hand fisted, but when mom asks her to open it, she is able to open it. This is important to note to make note of any particular weakness or potential increased tone. When sitting, again, we make note of the left hand preference and tendency to keep the right hand bent and at her side, although she is able to use it.
Open. What are these? Eggs. Can you open them?
There they are.
You can try to assess grasp by having the parent or guardian offer something small, such as an M&M, and see if the child is able to use their index finger and thumb or use their whole hand. Here we can see that she is able to attempt to open the door using the door handle.
Yes!
You can also make note here that her arm strength is strong as she's able to pull on the elephant's nose very well.
Show me. I've lost my nose. Can you help me? Can you help me?
Here you can see that she's able to throw things well. Here you can see that she's able to give a high five well with the left hand, but does have that noted weakness in the right hand.
Good.
We can ask the parent or guardian to move the arms and legs around to try to assess muscle tone and see if there's any stiffness or if everything moves nice and loosely.
Perfect. Yep.
Oh, look at that flexibility over here. Okay.
That is very good.
Our right foot is good. It's improved so much. Let me feel this one.
In terms of strength, you can grossly see that she's able to kick both her legs symmetrically with fairly good strength. Here we can again see good strength as she is fighting and kicking mom very well. To assess sensation, you can have the parent or guardian tickle the child and make sure they respond appropriately. Depending on the age of the child, you can assess their balance by asking them to stand on one leg like a flamingo. This girl is only 2 years old, so she's not able to do it as well, and so she's holding onto her mom's hand. But ideally, you should have the child do it on their own without holding onto anything, and assess how long they're able to do so. When assessing for reaching for objects, you also want to make note if there's any ataxia or dysmetria noted when the child is reaching for things, or if he or she is able to reach directly. Here, we can see that she directly goes for the object without any ataxia or dysmetria noted.
Look at that picture. Hey, look. Can you grab the phone with your right hand, please?
Oh, so good. Very good.
When assessing gait, you want to make note that there is good heel strike and the child is not walking up on their toes. Here you can see that she's able to run very well.
Run around a lot. How about, oh, Braylon, can you jump up and down? Let's see how you jump.
She's also able to jump. We can see with her running and jumping around that she has good strength in her legs. You can try to have the parent or guardian have the child walk on their tiptoes if possible. Here she attempts to do it but doesn't quite understand.
Did you see it? Okay.
But you can tell that she lifts up slightly on her toes.